Mutatus. Episode 2. Power. I got back home somehow. Can't really remember what happened between that and Saren dying like that. What happened to him? What did that guy do to him? It looked like everything beneath his skin was ripping apart. First floating cars and now this. I mean, yeah, Saren was an asshole. Nearly all violets are to people like me. That's just a fact of life. So I guess now that I'm a little more calm, I'm not really going to miss the guy. I guess his death isn't what's freaking me out right now. It was the way it was done that really got to me. How easy it was for the guy to just pick him up and mess him up on the inside, like he was just checking out the fruit at a grocery. No anger, no joy. Just an act that didn't require a lot of thought. Just thinking about it started to make my stomach do backflips. So I tried to get my mind off of it and turned on the TV. I didn't want to go to the police because, A, they're all violets. If I went to them with this story, I would probably find myself in an 8x8 cell and stay there for a while. And B, who the hell would believe that a guy who could lift cars with his mind did the same to my boss, but with the addition of screwing with his innards? So anyway, I switched to the news, hoping to hear more about that story from before. My stomach then decided doing flips were for losers, and decided to plummet when I saw the images. More information is coming in about several events happening all over the country. In New York, 2 skyscrapers collapsed onto the streets below. In Chicago, a sinkhole has swallowed almost 1/3 of the city, while in the West Coast, violent wind speeds continued to tear away the homes and buildings found there. And more stories continued to pour in by the minute. We turned our attention to... The newsfeed suddenly cut away, showing a man. The image was blurry, like a light was on behind him, shining directly to his back. He wore a black coat with a hood on his head, and from his face all you could see was a mask with no real features, other than the left eye hole open. If he wanted the attention of all people watching this, he got it. Then he spoke. "People of this country, of the world, the time has come for our gifts to come to light. Let go of your fears, your inhibitions, and rain terrible vengeance on these animals who would compare themselves to gods. These blind creatures who walk in the form of man are nothing more than beasts. Homo mutatus is a cancer that must be excised from the body before it collapses. We, the real stage of humanity's evolution, Homo sionis, will bear the burden of hunting down these cancer cells and eliminating them. I call upon our brethren to take up our cause and reclaim what is rightfully ours. Those who fail to do so, or who choose not to take up our crusade, will be left alone. We bear you no ill will. The Mutatus are who we are after, and they will hear us coming. You have seen what we can do. Our time is nigh." And on that note, the feed went back to the news channel where the anchorman sat at his desk, his mouth open from what he heard. I turned off the TV and tried to process what was going on. An hour ago, some maniac was wrecking the block with cars he could pick up with his mind, pokes my forehead, which gave me one hell of a migraine, and then proceeds to kill my boss in probably the most agonizing way possible. After that, I ran home, turned on the TV, and here we are. Several questions came to mind. What was this gift these guys were talking about? Who or what are Homo sionis? What the hell did that guy do to me? Do I have powers like these guys? What's going to happen now? Is that my phone? My phone was going off like crazy. The caller ID showing my friend Jeremy was on the other end of the line. Jeremy was like me, a non-violent. And like me, he was an avid fan of most geeky things. I picked up the phone, wanting someone to listen to what I had to say. "Hey, Jeremy, listen, I need to..." "Adam, you have to get to my place right now." "What? You saw the news, right? Get over here right now. I can explain everything that is going on, but you have to get here and make sure no one sees you. The violent eyes are freaking out, and they'll kill any psionists they see. Jeremy, what are you..." "Jeremy? Jeremy?" He hung up. Jeremy has always been a bit of a conspiracy nut, but with everything going on right now, he might be the only sane person I could trust. And he was right. After that newsfeed and the special program that they showed, I decided to take the small roads and alleyways as much as I could. It usually takes me 20 minutes to get to Jeremy's place, but when I finally got there, an hour had passed. Unlike my apartment, Jeremy had an actual house that was filled with all sorts of surveillance cameras and security features. I knocked on his door, watching the camera swivel around to look at me, and heard the noise of several electronic locks moving from inside the door. I went in and found Jeremy at his computer station. Jeremy, what the hell is going on here? I just met a maniac who could lift and throw cars with his mind, and he did something like that to my boss when he killed him. Well, first of all, I know. No surprise there. Second of all, good riddance to that whiny little bitch. Hopefully you didn't see the act happen. Dude, I had front row seats to the whole thing. Oh, sorry about that. Let me explain. Jeremy sat down at his station and focused on his computers. His station was made up of 5 different computer monitors. One big one surrounded by 4 smaller ones situated at the corners of the big one. Each screen was displaying a different set of information, from the news to a list of locations to births. Why do you need to know how many babies are being born? Because that is an important part of what I need to explain. Do you know how many non-violent babies are born in comparison to how many violent babies are born? Yeah, the media has predicted that all non-violent births will just stop in about 5 years. It's a lie. What? It's all a lie. I could tell I was in for one hell of a brain fart.